TechTable is an online platform which connects students to opportunities. We are focused to build entire ecosystem which caters students and startups together so that both can be benefited at the same time. One side we provide internship and training to the student so that they can learn the desired skill and get hands-on experience. Other side we provide experienced and verified students to the startup in no time. We provide one-stop solution for all type of problems to the early stage startups like building their website and making app to launch their product. We also provide non-technical services like marketing, SEO, logo design, UI UX design. We have impacted more than 5,000 students and more than 100 startups have been served. Some of our big clients are Lotte India, Is My Trip, from idea generation to market research and then to execution. Nirman has been a great support for us. Before that, eSell provides innumerous opportunities.
Okay, so we're live. A very good evening to everyone who's present here. We are from Let Us Lead and Tech Table. My name is Sri Kirti Kailash. I'm a third year BTech student, and with me is Dipali. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Dipali Kaur. I'm a second year MBA student of IIM Amritsar, and I'm
And,
currently working in TechTable.
and we're here today to talk to this stunning girl who's present with us, and we're gonna get to hear about her experience and her story of freelancing, how she got into it. So we'll start with her introduction.
Hi. So today's our speaker is Mrignayni. She is content creator, content strategist, content writer, marketer, and whatnot. She is the winner of All India Bennett and Coleman Gold Scholarship for Reading and Writing competition, which is held by Times of India across the country. After working for 2 years in the corporate, she has left her job for working independently.
Okay, so hi Mrignayni, how are you doing?
Hi Shrikirti, thank you for having me at Tech Table. I'm doing good. How about you?
We're good too. So could you tell us a little more about yourself? Like, I think the audience and all of us here would like to know you a little more.
Sure. So I'm a freelance content creator, marketer, and strategist. I help businesses, specifically startups and small businesses, to strategize their content to come up with their own brand voice through brand storytelling and use the power of SEO to strategize content, come up with their content marketing plan, and win in their space.
Brief us a little about content writing, freelancing, and SEO.
Sure. SEO is search engine optimization, which basically means you try to write content in a way that ranks on Google. So search engine optimization is writing content in a way that's optimized for whatever platform you're trying to put out the content on. So say search engine optimization is optimizing content in a way that's Google friendly, and it helps you rank on search engines like Yahoo and Google. And content write so like content writing is just like writing content for businesses. I mean, I can't simplify it more than that. But using so SEO in content writing really helps businesses get discovered by their target audience. So there are some natural keywords that your target audience or users like you and me keep looking for on Google. And when you write content in a way that actually targets those keywords, it helps you rank on Google and it helps you get organically discovered by whoever is your target audience.
Okay, thank you
So,
for that answer.
so Mrignayni, we would like to know, like, how do you realize that you need to go for freelancing and now you're done with your corporate job? So, how did you realize that?
Sure. So I started writing when I was 12. I started writing personal diaries to just uh, like vent out frustration about everyday issues and just talk, like write down everything about the things I felt, the different things that intrigued me. But I think that's how most content writers start out. They either love reading or they love writing in some form or the other. So I was always a Rotary Club debater. I participated in inter-school competitions where I debated a lot. I wrote a lot, and I won competitions. So language was something that I was good at for a very long time. And then in 12th standard, on the insistence of my class teacher, I just signed up for this Time Spark competition, which is conducted by Times of India throughout the country, and I won the All India Gold Scholarship. So and that was the moment I felt like, yeah, man, I'm really good at this stuff. So I came to Delhi thinking that I'll do civil services, but I was not enjoying the process of preparing for the exams, and I felt like I have a lot of time to explore other things. So I just started writing content. So I just started talking to people around. I started like my idea of how you could use language was you could either write a book, get yourselves published, and go out there. So what I did was in first semester of my college, I started working on this idea of a novel that I had. I completed the book in 8 months, and I was like I was so confident that I could do it that I felt like, yeah, I'll just write the book and come on, I'll get published and become famous and all that jazz. But that, like, of course, I needed to understand a lot about storytelling. I was good with my writing skills maybe, but I was not good with my storytelling. So after I completed my book, I was, like I said, I was so stoked up with the idea that yes, I can be a writer, that I'll be a published fiction author or something like that, or the next Stephen King and that stuff. That I enrolled myself into a marketing class, thinking that okay, I've got this book written down. How will I go about marketing it? And that's how I got myself into digital marketing. So like end of first semester, I enrolled into this institute called TechStack to learn everything about marketing and SEO and SEM and graphic designing and things of those sort. And at the same time, I also hired a freelancer from Upwork, Graham Dixon, to edit my book. And in the process of editing, I realized that yes, I was good with my writing skills, but I was not good with my storytelling skills. I just sat down and thought of, okay, what next? I thought I could do something with my writing, but that's not turning out well. And I was like always a very impatient kid. I would just not wait for I would just not stay in that zone. That okay, give it some more time. Edit it a little more, go back to the first chapter and write it again. I just wanted things to happen quickly. So I was like, I had already enrolled for the digital marketing course. So what I did was I started taking internships from the placement cell of that institute, and I got to work with this digital marketing agency called Brand Hype. And I took a full corporate marketing training from that institute. And that also exposed me to the world of blogging, and I realized writing a book is not the only way you can write anything. So I started blogging on my own, started experimenting with SEO, got myself into a number of internships, and I also, learned website development. So, friends who knew me around started giving me projects, and that was my first indoctrination. That was my indoctrination into freelancing. So I started taking up projects. I did that for a long period of time. My first freelance project was actually to make websites. I made it for a friend for 2,500 rupees, and then I just started. I took it for 6,000, then 12,000, then 17, and then 26. But there came a point where so all of this was through my friends, through my network, through people I knew. And at one point, that those sources just dried up. I did not know, okay, what next. So that was the point again. I felt like, okay, what next? I've done so much, but I don't again know where to go from here. I like, and that's the same thing with inbound leads also. As you start marketing yourself, you realize, especially if you're just starting out, you can't just rely on things to come to you. You also have to go out and reach to your prospects and clients. So yes, last year, yes, August, So again, that network dried up, and in February last year, I got a part-time job with a Californian company to just do digital marketing for them, and yes, that was the start of my journey for job. Thanks to COVID, I did not have to go to college or attend any classes. I really picked up from there. I had gone back home when the first wave of the pandemic hit, and then I came back to Delhi. I got myself again. I started filling up a lot of forms, a number of job portals out there, and just there's this one job portal from Shine Recruiters. They picked up my profile and they sent it to the Russian Center of Science and Culture of Russian Embassy. And somehow, by through some magic, I was trying this for 2 months straight. And every day I would just get up and I would like just fill out 10 different job forms, because I knew that freelancing mein to ab kuch ho nahi raha hai. Let's just see what the corporate world has. I wanted to try out as many different things as possible. So I just filled up those job forms, and I got into the Russian Center of Science and Culture. And it so happened that they usually have 6 content writers in the company, but when I joined in, I was the only content writer because of COVID and everything around. So that again gave me a big opportunity to just explore things around, do as many things as I can, and all those things. And I did 3 jobs at the same time. I did freelancing Saturdays and Sundays. It was like a monthly contract, so I was like sort of paid a salary for this Californian company that I had joined sometime in February, and then I did a part-time job with a content marketing agency, and I did a full-time job with the Russian Center of Science and Culture. I did that, and like assignments were reserved for Saturdays and Sundays, and then I just woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, went to bed 10:30, and that was my routine for the next 8 months straight. March of this year, I quit both of my jobs, and like I was freelancing at the same time. And there were these phases where nothing big was happening in the full-time job, so I had to travel to office for my full-time job. The part-time job, both my part-time jobs were remote. So this window that I had when there was a break from my full-time job, I had a lot of time. So again, I started taking up a lot of freelancing projects, and I felt like, okay, if I were given the options of remote and going to an office, I would prefer remote. So what are the things that I can explore? When there was a point when my freelance work paid me more than my all the 3 jobs combined together, and that's the time I felt, okay, let's call it quits. And I just came to freelancing.
That's amazing. So okay, I am a little intrigued here. What was your book about?
Yeah. All right. So the book. So I'm a big like I was. I read psychological fiction a lot, and the book was around this idea of getting trapped in a maze. So this girl. So the whole story was psychological fiction, and the this girl she had a lot of dreams and aspirations, and somehow she wakes up one day and she finds herself inside a game which she has to play. And the game was so the game is all about corpses, and how just a normal adventure stuff that you must have read in books. And at the end of the game, she realizes she herself, so you come in the game when you are dead. So at the end of the story, the girl sees outside the glass castle, and she sees herself, her own body hanging in her room. So so that was like the whole turnaround of the story. So yes, that's there. So the story starts with the girl has a lot of dreams and aspirations, and something in her life happens that makes her feel that nothing, like everything in future is bleak, and I can't go anywhere in life. And the next day she wakes up and she's into this game, she's playing all this while, and at the end of the story you come to know that the girl is dead actually, and she's playing with other dead girls around.
It's so
That is
interesting.
actually
Sad
interesting.
story.
That's actually very
We'll
interesting.
Yeah.
surely read.
Yeah, someday I'll go back, I'll pick up the book again and probably edit it and get it published.
You should
Please.
definitely publish it. You'll get a
It
huge
seems
audience
so
with it.
interesting.
Okay, all right. So I got two readers here.
Yeah,
People willing to.
definitely. The day you publish the book, send 2 copies here, of course.
Yeah, that will be for sure.
Oh, you guys are so sweet.
Okay, so Dipali, do you want to ask the next question?
Yeah, so like it would have been very difficult, no? Because all parents wants their childs to go for civil services, and like coming to marketing, it is like entirely different stream. So how you convince them for going to different stream?
So a little thing, so something about my personal story. Great question, Dipali. So something about my personal story. So I lost my father when I was 11, yeah, 11, 12 years old. And that's when I started writing my personal diary. It was just to vent out all that grief and everything that comes with parental abandonment. Um, and um, and I was an average student till sixth standard, and then I just picked up after sixth class. I was like extraordinarily brilliant, and part of that motivation was just to make my mom happy. Because after my father passed away and everything that happened, I felt like I like there was this motivation just to make my mom feel that thing when you come to the annual function and there are only a few parents invited, and just to see your kid they up there on the stage getting all these prizes and everything. But that means became an end in itself, and slowly from getting like being a good student with academics, I started getting good with just debating or with leadership or anything that was happening in school. So in 10th standard, so I was like language was my thing till 10th standard. And like 10th standard, I told my mom, okay, I don't want to opt for science, I want to go for humanities. And like all parents, she said, okay, you're such a bright student, this is not possible, I won't let this happen. And like I just took science because so I like I come my state of domicile is Chhattisgarh. I'm not a Delhiite. It's been 4 years I'm living in Delhi. And the state that I come from, there are not a lot of opportunities when you want to study humanities. A very few schools. So I had to, think about, changing the school I was in, and just leaving all my friends and all those things. So I would say, that my mom forced me to take humanities, but that's not entirely true. I would say, I was at that point in my life, I was not so sure that I wanted to take that responsibility of that decision of, going into humanities, and what if something does not turn out well. So I did, what everybody asked me to do. I took up science, and then after 12th standard, I felt like, okay. So till like ever since sixth standard, I was also a very independent kid. The only thing that was stopping me, to do the 10,000 different things that I wanted to try in life was financial freedom. So because my mom was a single parent, and because of my unique situation, like I was always helping my mom with things like paying the electricity bill, or queuing up for the LPG cylinders, or anything like that. This was way before the digital revolution took place. So I was a very independent kid. Even when I had to visit my maternal or paternal family, I would not wait for my mom to chaperone me to their place. I would just like take the train and then go, which was like a little uncommon, I think, for any sixth, seventh class student. So the only thing stopping me was financial freedom. And at that point, again, the route to financial freedom for me was not freelancing. I did not know anything about freelancing when I was in school. So the quickest way, I also thought of taking up journalism or doing something with my language like that. But for me, the quickest answer to financial freedom was just take up civil service exams, and I don't know, because Tina Davi was like a big big was on everyone's mind. And I come from a middle class family, and my mom is also, works with the state government. So like all middle class family parents, she wanted me to take up civil services. So I did opt for sociology. I opted for sociology in the Delhi University, and just thought, let's see how things, let's see how we can move around things. And first year of college, I also, started studying for civil service examinations. I took up, like, I studied everything in sociology, and I also enrolled for a test class in Nice Academy, because Anu Kumari, I think she was the first or second rank who, opted for this optional subject and aced the exam. So I took coaching from Nice Institute. I went there, and I think I took the first test also. In the second test, when I was taking the first test, this is the first, like, the second month when I was in college, I was like such a focused kid that I just wanted to do everything quick. More than focused, I was very impatient, I would say. So I felt like, I have a lot of time. Even like, I have a lot of time, I have 2 years, okay, in my hands. What are the other things that I can try out? So I, like, my mom is never the, like, I did not ever have to convince my mom, that, civil service is not something that I can do, or this is not for me. I never had that conversation with her. Okay, when I was like, when I was unsure of what I was doing, when I was writing my book, or or when I thought that, okay, I should try out, go to the corporate world, and then try out, just take up some job or anything like that. That in those, in like, in that weak moments, she used to say, okay, yaar, itna jhanjhat hai ye sab, to let's just take up civil services. Why did you quit? So but like, in those moments, I knew that, even before, when there was this, when there was a situation where I had to choose between, in 10th standard, between science and arts, I gave up, not because of my mom's pressure, of course that was there, but more so because I was not willing to, take up the responsibility of my decisions. And this time, like, I had, like, I was very determined not to give in to whatever others were saying. I just wanted to try out, and third semester, like the starting of second semester, I stopped asking my mom for, money or to pay my rents. So, like, it just comes, you just start doing it. When your parents will see that the money is flowing in, they'll stop saying. You don't have to convince them, okay? They are pushing you to civil services, or they are asking you to take up any of these competitive exams, because probably they can see, that's the only route that they know, one thing. And secondly, like just start doing it. Like I say, when your parents will start seeing that you're really passionate about this, they'll understand, whatever you're doing. Did
That
Your,
that
was
answer it?
amazing. Yeah, that
yeah,
was
sure,
amazing.
sure. Your determinants, patience, passion, and also impatience have led you achieve so many things in such a short span of life. That's all.
I think impatience is actually good sometimes,
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing always. For example,
Yes.
in her case, it's
Huh.
pretty clear.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. So,
so yeah,
go ahead, go
sorry.
ahead.
Okay, so from your journey, from the till now, the story, the things that you've told us, if if you had to say that the three most important lessons that you learned through your journey, through your life, and the three things that you hold very close, three lessons that you hold very close to your heart, or the three lessons that you use daily, if you had to choose them, what would they be?
Um, I haven't really thought about this. I don't think there are three. I think, if this session is for students, and if I have to go back and and if I have to tell the others as to what's the one thing that, they have to keep in mind. Um, this is also, like, you might not be expecting this, but, like, to thy own self be true. Okay, at the end of the day, you're just responsible to you yourself. okay, parents are there, maybe boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, family, relatives, and all of them will be there, but at the end of the day, you alone with yourself. And at the end of the day, when you go to bed, you should be satisfied, that okay, I got to learn something new today, or I was one step closer to all these 10,000 different things that I wanted to try out in life, or maybe I tried one of the 10,000 different things that I wanted to do at some point in life. Don't just like keep thinking about things. Go out and just try. And yes, this is very important. Just to thy own self be true, because at some point in life, you fail, and then that's inevitable. So when you fail and when you fall down, don't just keep thinking about whatever happened. Okay, you can and be true to yourself, and understand, like try to think about why that happened, and make sure that whatever you're doing next, you don't repeat that. And yes, like throughout my journey, I was just very honest with myself. I think that's one big reason why I've come so far. When like I was just honest with myself. Okay, I'm not enjoying the process of studying for civil services, and maybe this is just a means to an end, and I have to enjoy the process, and I'm not. So let's just stop doing it. Let's just stop bullshitting ourselves, and let's not do this. So like very honest. When Graham told me that your writing skills are good, your storytelling skills are not, like I was very true to myself. Okay, this is not working now, and let's just accept that maybe I'm not that good with storytelling at this point. So yes, just to thy own self be true. There will be a lot of times in life, when everybody tells you to do something else and you are doing something else. So in those moments, if you are okay with whatever you are doing, um, I mean, yeah, you just have to be okay with what you're doing, and you have to trust in yourself, trust in your instincts, and then go ahead.
I think even like being honest to your own self is a very difficult thing. It takes a lot of courage, and I think you have done that. You have been doing it for a long time, and I think that really deserves a round of applause. So kudos to you for that. Uh, so the next question comes from Dipali.
So actually, our student viewer wants to know, like you have done your corporate job as well as you have your hands-on freelancing in writing and all. So they would really like to know, like how important it is to have the job experience, corporate job experience before starting our own, or is it fine to go directly for their own startup or their own content writing?
Yes, great question, Dipali. So I think there are three categories of people. So yeah. So three categories of people. Freelancing is something that you have to do everything on your own. There's a lot of freedom, which is a big plus. You don't have a boss breathing down your neck and forcing you to do stuff. But I think that also has a lot of drawback. Freedom comes with its own responsibility, right? So if you are somebody who has to be pushed around a lot, or who needs like a lot of external motivation, and just if you feel that you cannot do stuff on your own and you need somebody to be pushing you around, like that's also perfectly fine. And plus you don't have the right skill set, tab to freelancing is not the thing for you. If you don't have the skill set, plus you don't have the you're not driven, you don't have the motivation, then freelancing is definitely not for you. Try the corporate world first. When you like, as you get good with it, like then start exploring the freelancing option. The second, if you have the skill set but you're not driven, then maybe know what are the limitations of freelancing, and how like you have to do everything on your own. If you have the skill set and you have the motivation also, then there's nothing stopping you from taking freelancing. Definitely try that out. For the second set also, I would say, going into the corporate world, for everybody in general, if you want to upskill yourself, I would say, get experience with a startup or in the corporate world first, and then come to freelancing. Because I don't know. That's how it's worked for me, and I feel like, So when you go out, if you're just starting as a freelancer, you have to, you have to be patient enough to know like what are the rules of the game. Even the best of us now, don't get our best prospects through inbound leads. You have to reach out to people. You have to, work a lot to get that the clients that you want, or to get that amount of money that you're looking for. For okay, for for everybody, like, yes, that's one thing. Other than that, mm, yes, if you don't have the skill set, also when you come to the corporate world, you meet a lot of people, who have similar kind of skill set, or something else, and they've already achieved or done a lot in their life, so you get to learn from them. Freelancing may, it's hit and trial, really. You get to learn, of course, but ठोकर खा खा के सीखना पड़ता है. So that's there. Corporate world, may you get a mentor, plus you have a group of people who are already probably good at what they are doing, and you get to learn a lot from their life experiences, and just exposure there. And that also adds to your resume initially, because building a portfolio is a very big thing if you're going to go out and look for high ticket clients. So yes, that's there. A lot of benefits. So like, yeah, start with, like, I mean, there's a lot of debate around the topic that freelancing is always good over unpaid internships, and I feel like, all unpaid internships are also not serious. So go for paid internships only. But yes, get an experience, or most importantly, like, have a good skill set, to just come out and freelance. That's important. So focus on skills first, and then freelancing.
Okay, so the next question that we have is from the audience. And what is content writing and copywriting?
Okay, so there is one big difference between content writing and copywriting. So content writing is everything that's centered around creating brand awareness, or anything that has to educate your audience about what your product or service is about. Copywriting is anything with a call to action in it, meaning that the purpose of creating that content is just for the user to take some action, to buy some product, buy some service, to opt in for something, or just give their email IDs or anything like that. So anything with a call to action in it is copy, and anything where creating brand awareness is the purpose, that's content writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is another question, like you have already told that full-time freelancing is like when to approach, but there is one Vikas single from audience who wants to know that what do you suggest about full-time freelancing, and is it good for IT professional?
Okay, so because it depends on I need to have little more context to be able to answer the question. So if you're an IT professional, what is it that you want to freelance? Like, what is the skill set you're bringing to the table? What is it that you want to freelance in? So that's one thing. If it's the same like industry, so so I think Mohammed Musharraf from the community had a very good, I think, Instagram video which talks about this. So you can just go to his profile and watch that. So he says, take 6 months as the gap period. If you want to, just if you're not happy with whatever work you're doing, and you want to give that a break, and jump to freelancing, make sure that you have that window of 6 months. So you should have like, it takes some time to learn the rules of the game if you want to be a full-time freelancer. There's a lot that you need to learn. So take 6 months as the period, where like, take that gap of 6 months. You say, or what you can do is just start taking up side gigs one by one, and start taking up freelance projects, and complete them, and see how they go. If you think that it's turning out well, and you're able to get clients, you're able to reach out to your ideal prospects, and they are willing to pay you money, then yes, why not? So, but
Okay.
don't, like, a lot of people come to me, and they say, clients are not paying me well, and what they want me to do is, just agree with whatever they are saying, and say, ki, how clients don't pay you well, and this industry is like this, nobody's paying you well. But that's not true. You don't know, first of all, how to reach to clients, then you don't know how to communicate your value to your clients, and then most importantly, maybe you just don't have the skill set for the kind of audience you're reaching out to, or what kind of prospects you're reaching out to. So yes, that's there's like, my answers are not straightforward ki kar lo ya nahi kar lo. It's much more complex than that, if you know where I'm going.
Okay, so the next question from the audience is, what do you mean by building portfolio?
By building portfolio, I mean, you have a lot of work samples, good work samples, in whatever you want to freelance in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dipali, do you want to ask the next question?
So, is it like, if any completely beginner person, how can you suggest him how they can improve their writing skills? Like, from where they can start?
See, with, like, again, this is a very controversial answer, but with any creative stuff, or with any creative skill that you're trying to get better at, there's no one shot formula. There's this, like, we can only tell you the principles. At the end of the day, you can apply those principles and see how it's going, but there's really no way. Like I said, I can tell you, don't make your sentences clunky, but the choice of words and picking up those things, that's something, that you have to, love doing. So if that's there and you want to learn how to, get better at writing skills, so one thing, read more, read every day, in whatever industry you're trying to, like, be good at. Read the top blogs that are there in that space, in that niche. One thing. Second, write consistently and get feedback on whatever you are doing. So get feedback from people you think are good at, or get feedback from, family, friends, or any other reader who reads the kind of blog you are trying to write. So get feedback from there, and try to see and implement whatever feedback you get. Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
it takes time. You improve with time, and with practice, as you get to know more and read more and write more, it just improves. Get
okay.
the right people also to get you feedback, and that's where the corporate world helps, because there are people who've been, like, who know, what they want you to do, and then they feed, and then they give you review for your work. That's where it really helps. You don't have to, go out and reach those people. Yahan pe, clients are only looking for people who already have the skills. So if they don't like your work, they reject you straight away. But that's not, when you go for an internship, or a paid course.
Could you elaborate a little about the scholarship that you won? The All India Bennett and Coleman Gold Scholarship. Could you tell us a little about that?
Sure. The TimeSpark has this APJ Abdul Kalam Read to Lead program. Anyone in high school, I think it's for students from 9th standard to 12. Anyone in that age group, or who's in school, like any student in school, can enroll for that Read to Lead program. What they have is, they have articles published in Times of India every week, and you just have to read those articles, and at the end of it, there's an assessment where you have to. So there are, again, it's for 3 to 4 months. You have to read articles all through this while, and there are, mock tests that happen at the end of every month. That's how it was when, like, I was in school. I don't know how they're doing it now. And there are mock tests at the end of every month. You can take those mock tests for preparing yourself for the final exam that they have. There's this exam that you give after 4 or 6 months, and it's a reading assessment, sort of the section A that you get for CBSE 12th standard exams. So there are questions asked from whatever you've read all through this 4 or 6 months, and you answer questions related to that, and that's around vocabulary, that's around the analysis, the comprehension, and everything around those articles, what you thought about it, what was the perspective, and a better word for whatever it is. And yes, that's there. That's the first stage, and then there's an interview if you get shortlisted from those tools. So you'll probably be called in the Times of India studio, and they just interview you and see how your reading and writing skills are.
Okay, Dipali, do you want to ask the next question?
Yeah. So you told that you, when you were saying that how to upscale your skills, writing and everything, you told that you don't know how to reach. Most of the people don't know how to reach the clients. So what advice you will give them? Like how they
Uh,
should convince the client also about your values, what value you are going to add and everything.
Sure. So there are two ways you can get clients when you're starting out. One is inbound leads. That is, you continuously, publish content on LinkedIn on your profile. You push out content in whatever space you are. First of all, optimize your LinkedIn profile. Clearly state what are your skills. What are you? Your ideal prospect should land on your profile, and should be able to clearly make out how you can help them. So that's number one. Once you've done that, there are two ways you can reach out to clients. One is, you just continuously push out content on LinkedIn around whatever space you want to be hired for or want to freelance in. And then your prospects either just discover that content or see how you are an expert in that industry and hire you. That's one way. Second is, you do cold emails. You outreach. You reach out to your prospects through cold emails. So what you do is, you list out. So you've already, so you do research on whatever prospect you're looking to work with. You research their website. You research everything about them, and you see how your services can help them. And then you try to write that in your email, and how, first of all, talk about them, and what you felt, how your services can fit in their business model, or how you can help them improve whatever services or business they are providing. And just yes, write down everything, give relevant samples. So say if you're a B2B tech writer and you're pitching for blogs, and if you want to write blogs for company A, then talk about, talk about the blogs that have been written till now for that company, or talk about how you read their recent blog and you feel that you can be a good fit for the content writer they are looking for, or how you can improve that blog if you want to be hired there. And just then list relevant blog samples in text space that you must have written in the past, and just send out those emails. If you're just starting out, I would say 100 a month. Do outreach 100 a month. It's really not that difficult once you understand how you can do it. 100 a month means 5 a day. So reach out to 5 different prospects a day. Vanshika had a very Vanshika Mehta. She's again a good, like, a thought leader in the content writing space, and she recently published an article which talks about how freelancing is not easy, okay. And she talks about, it's very simple. You just have to reach out. You just have to send a connection request, reach out to them with a small message and an email. But so many of us don't even do that, and we just wait and thinking clients will come to us, or we do it for 3 days and then we give up. Okay, that's not how it works. Okay, you just have to keep doing it, and especially if you're just starting out and nobody knows you, you just have to work a lot to get discovered with your prospects. And focus on getting good clients start, because it's sort of a loop and a circle. I recently had a client from big design agency who just reached me out on WhatsApp saying, "Hey, I heard about you from a developer in Gujarat. Can you just connect? I want you to help me, write my website copy." And I said, yeah, all right. So I just set up a Zoom call, and we talked about her project and what she wanted me to write on. And she said, so I asked her, who's this guy who referenced you? And she said, some developer in Gujarat. I don't exactly know the name, but he just said, you are the person fit for this. And I was say, okay, I don't think I know of any developer in Gujarat. I don't think I've worked with any client from that state. And she said, okay, so that's the power of getting good referrals and like having a good network. Word just gets out. So you just have to that initial getting first 5 to 10 clients, that's difficult. But once you understand how the game works and how you do it, it's really not that difficult.
Surely that will very much helpful. So
Okay,
there
so
was
there
one
is
question.
another question. Yeah, there is another question from the audience. Can you describe your journey to your first paid article or blog?
Um, First paid article or blog. My initial, so before I joined the corporate world and like I was just freelancing, then I did do writing projects along with website development there. So my first few Pace of Spaces was one company, fitness company in Bangalore who reached me out to write their fitness articles. And like it was just inbound leads. So I just wrote content on LinkedIn and made it very clear on my profile that I'm a content writer. So the initial few clients that I had, it was basically inbound. So people just texted me saying, "Hey, I have this project. Are you interested in working on it?" My first, cold outreach email conversion was white label services for a company. I cannot name the company because I've signed a non-disclosure agreement with them. So it was white label services. They were a content writing agency, and if you are a content writer, that's also a very good place to start. So just write an email to any big content writing agency. I'm not talking about like you can try out Fiverr and Upwork, but usually what happens there is there's one project and there are 70 other people bidding for it. So you probably won't get good rates, and also getting started on Upwork, getting those initial clients and the referrals and recommendations so that more clients can see you, it takes a while. So what you can rather do is, there are a lot of content writing companies and agencies. You can just write an email to them saying, hey, are you looking for a freelance writer? And be very genuine. Okay, I've seen, I've heard a lot about fake it until you make it, but I don't know, it doesn't just work. Just be honest, be true. So if you don't so if you're looking for to get started from scratch, just make that very clear. I've written for this industry in the past, and now I'm looking to just expand my work portfolio, or have more work samples. Are you looking for a content writer? So there are a lot of them, especially in the Europe and United States. If you're really good with your content, just reach out to these companies and ask them for white label services, which means that with any content that you put out, like they will publish it as their content. Your name won't be in it, but again, you get to have those benefits of you get feedback on your work, extensive feedback on your work, and you see whether clients are liking your work or not. And again, that's very important when you're just starting out, because and I keep emphasizing on this: get the skill set, everything else will come. Okay, just get the skill set, focus on getting the skill set.
So about the skill set, would like to know how important it is upskilling in the freelancing.
Like, yeah, that, I mean, that's everything. Even as a content writer, so once you get good with content, I would say start experimenting with SEO. That will be an added on value that you can give to your clients. So yes, just like, yes, upskilling is everything, and upskilling, and along with that, I feel like there are a lot of good content writers out there who don't charge that much for their content. I think that's like, we should just protest against that, all content writers together. That's really so just be confident, know what are the rates in the industry, what you are charging, what's your what's the value of the services you are providing, and just ask your client for it. You be very communicative. Tell the client that when you work with me, you will get a brand guideline doc, will clearly write what's the voice and tone that we are going to use in the blogs, in the articles. We are going to first create an outline, then do a draft, then do the optimization of the article. If you just state these things, that these are the processes, these are my processes, this is how it looks. And because it takes so much time, understanding the product, the services, and then pitching it to clients and charging so and so rate. All right, that's how you communicate. And just focus on learning every day when you get up. Just whatever space or industry you are in, just stay updated. Like, sign up for the newsletter of all big blogs in your space on industry. Stay updated with the latest stats, facts. whatever information is there out there. So when you're talking with the client, you can actually code these things and tell them that, okay, recently this and this happened, and I feel all big businesses in the space should be talking about this. So how about I write, I do this research, and there's such a big content gap in the industry that nobody is focusing on. How about I write it for your business? Okay, so that will like really give you a leg up, or that will really give you like make you stand out from the others, and like get like the email open rate is also higher when you and talk about them. Don't talk about yourself and what you can do. Of course that will be there, but don't be me in the email. It's about their products, their services. So see how you can add value to whatever they are doing. That's important. I hope that answers the question.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
sure, definitely.
Okay, so I think all the questions have been answered. It was really amazing learning and knowing about your journey and how you got into freelancing. And I think a lot of the people would have gotten an idea about how they can start off into freelancing and content writing. So if you have any questions, do drop it in the do drop it in the comments. And other than that, I think it has been an amazing session, and we really enjoyed talking to you. And we enjoyed getting to know about your journey.
Thank you so much, Shikirti. It was lovely talking to Tech Table. Thank you so much for inviting me here, and like letting me share whatever experiences I have. People watching this, do connect me on LinkedIn. I would love to hear from you. I don't do paid consultations or anything that the others are doing. I'll be just happy to talk to you, answer your questions, and I hope Tech Table invites me again, maybe.
Surely.
Sure. Thanks a lot for sharing all the insight here with the students, those who want to start their career in either freelancing, that may be any field, or in the in the field of content writing. So especially these terms itself are not very much clear to them, like content writing, copywriting, like I asked you in the chat box sometime back. So even I was not very much clear about those things, and now I'm clear with it. Thank you for clarifying it. And even I'll connect to you regarding some project, and that will be really nice taking it forward. So thanks for this session. It was really awesome explaining about your journey and how you got into this career, and you left out all other things. It was really inspiring. Thanks for sharing with us. And yeah, thanks to our host who have been amazing hosting you. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Next session is all about data science. So that will be even more fun. See you all there. Bye. Take care.